The conflict of Adam and Kul with Satan, chapter 68.
Yahuwah looked upon Adam and Kul, and upon what had come upon them from Satan, and how he had made them perish. Yahuwah therefore sent his word, and raised up Adam and Kul from their state of death. Then Adam, when he was raised, said, O Yahuwah, thou hast burnt and taken from us the corn thou hast given us, and thou hast emptied out the bucket of water. And thou hast sent thy messengers, who have waylaid us from the cornfield. Wilt thou make us perish? If this be from thee, O Yahuwah, then take away our souls,
but punish us not.
Then Yahuwah said to Adam, I did not burn down the wheat, and I did not pour the water out of the bucket, and I did not send my messengers to lead thee astray, but it was Satan, your master, who did it. He to whom thou hast subjected thyself, my commandment being meanwhile set aside. He it is who burnt down the corn and poured out the water, and who has led thee astray. And all the promises he has made you verily are but feints and deceits and a lie. But now,
O Adam,
thou shalt acknowledge my good deeds done to thee. And Yahuwah told his messengers to take Adam and Eve, and to bear them up to the field of wheat, which they found as before, with the bucket full of water. There they saw a tree, and found on it solid manna, and wondered at Yahuwah's power. And the messengers commanded them to eat the manna when they were hungry. And Yahuwah adjured Satan with a curse not to come again and destroy the field of corn. Then Adam and Eve took the corn, and made of it an offering, and took it and offered it up on the mountain, the place where they had offered up their first offering of blood. And they offered the oblation again on the altar they had built at first. And they stood up and prayed and besought Yahuwah, saying, Thus, O Yahuwah, when we were in the garden, did our praises go up to thee like this offering, and our innocence went up to thee like incense. But now, O Yahuwah, accept this offering from us, and turn us not back, reft of thy favor. Then Yahuwah said to Adam and Kul, Since you have made this oblation and have offered it to me, I shall make it my flesh when I come down upon the earth to save you, and I shall cause it to be offered continually upon an altar for forgiveness and for favor, and to those who partake of it duly. And Yahuwah sent a bright fire upon the offering of Adam and Kul, and filled it with brightness, favor, and light. And the Spirit came down upon that oblation. Then Yahuwah commanded a messenger to take fire tongues like a spoon, and with it to take an offering and bring it to Adam and Kul. And the messenger did so, as Yahuwah commanded him, and offered it to them. And the souls of Adam and Kul were brightened, and their hearts were filled with joy and gladness, and with the praises of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to Adam, This shall be unto you a custom to do so, when affliction and sorrow come upon you. But your deliverance and your entrance into the garden shall not be until the days are fulfilled, as agreed between you and me. Were it not so, I would, of my compassion and pity for you, bring you back to my garden and to my favor, for the sake of the offering you have just made to my name. Adam rejoiced at these words, which he heard from Yahuwah, and he and Kua worshiped before the altar, to which they bowed, and then went back to the cave of treasures. And this took place at the end of the 12th day, after the 18th day, from the time Adam and Kua came out of the garden. And they stood up the whole night praying until morning, and then went out of the cave. Then Adam said to Kua, with joy of heart, because of the offering that had made to Yahuwah, and that had been accepted of him, let us do this 3 times every week. On the 4th day, Wednesday. On the preparation day, Friday. And on the Shabbat day, Saturday. All the days of our life. And as they agreed to these words between themselves, Yahuwah was pleased with their thoughts. And with the resolution they had each taken with the other. After this came the word of Yahuwah to Adam and said, O Adam, thou hast determined beforehand the days in which suffering shall come upon me, when I am made flesh. For they are the 4th Wednesday and the preparation day, Friday. But as to the first day, I created in all things, and I raised the heavens. And again, through my rising again on this day, will I create joy and raise them. Then Yahuwah withdrew his word from Adam. But Adam continued to offer this oblation, thus every week 3 times until the end of the 7 weeks. And on the first day, which is the 50th, Adam made an offering as he was wont, and he and Kua took it and came to the altar before Yahuwah as he had taught them.
Chapter 69 in its entirety.
Then Satan, the hater of all good, envious of Adam and of his offering through which he found favor with Yahuwah, hastened and took a sharp stone from among sharp iron stones, appeared in the form of a man, and went and stood by Adam and Kua. Adam was then offering on the altar, and had begun to pray, with his hands spread unto Yahuwah. Then Satan hastened with the sharp iron stone he had with him, and with it pierced Adam on the right side, when flowed blood and water. Then Adam fell upon the altar like a corpse, and Satan fled. Then Kua came and took Adam and placed him below the altar, and there she stayed, weeping over him, while a stream of blood flowed from Adam's side upon his offering. But Yahuwah looked upon the death of Adam. He then sent his word, and raised him up, and said unto him, Fulfill thy offering, for indeed, Adam, it is worth much, and there is no shortcoming in it. Yahuwah said further unto Adam, Thus will it also happen to me on the earth, when I shall be pierced, and blood shall flow, blood and water from my side, and run over my body, which is the true offering, and which shall be offered on the altar as a perfect offering. Then Yahuwah commanded Adam to finish his offering, and when he had ended it, he worshipped before Yahuwah and praised him for the sign he had showed him. And Yahuwah healed Adam in one day which is the end of the 7 weeks. And that is the 50th day. Then Adam and Eve returned from the mountain and went into the cave of treasures, as they were used to do. This completed for Adam and Kua 140 days since their coming out of the garden. Then they both stood up that night and prayed to Yahuwah. And when it was morning, they went out and went down westward of the cave to the place where their corn was, and there rested under the shadow of a tree, as they were wont.
Cain and Abel. Genesis chapter 4, verses 3 through 16.
And it came to be in the course of time that Cain brought an offering of fruit of the ground to Yahuwah. And Habal also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And Yahuwah looked to Habal in his offering, but he did not look to Cain in his offering. And Cain was very wroth, and his face fell. And Yahuwah said to Cain, you, and why is your face fallen? Is it not if you do good, you are to be accepted? And if you do not do good, towards the door is sin? He is lying, and towards you is his desire, and you must rule over him. And Cain told Habal his brother, and it came to be, they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Habal, his brother, and killed him. And Yahuwah said to Cain, where is Habal, your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's guard? And he said, what have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. And now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. If you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. You shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth. And Cain said to Yahuwah, my punishment is too great to bear. See, you have driven me from the face of the ground today, and I am hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a wanderer on the earth, and it shall be that anyone who finds me kills me. And Yahuwah said to him, well, if anyone kills Cain, vengeance is taken on him sevenfold. And Yahuwah set a sign for Cain, lest anyone finding him strikes him. So Cain went out from the presence of Yahuwah and dwelt in the land of Nod, on the east side of Eden.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 4. Abel's offering accepted through belief.
By belief, Habal offered to Elohim a greater slaughter offering than Cain, through which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Elohim witnessing of his gift, and through it, having died, he still speaks.
Book of James, James chapter 1, 17 through 27.
Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no charge, nor shadow of turning. Having purposed it, he brought us forth by the word of truth, for us to be a kind of first fruit of his creatures. So then, my beloved brothers, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man does not work the righteousness of Elohim. Therefore, put away all filthiness and overflow of evil, and receive with meekness the implanted word, which is able to save your lives, and become doers of the word, and not hearers only,
deceiving yourself.